Welcome back, trainers. So let's go ahead and go over Zekrom counters because, well, it is going to be here for the next legendary raid, and it's definitely going to be something you're going to want to pursue because it is going to be good in PvP and both PvE. Now, taking a look at this image by LeakDuck here, 100% IV is going to be 2307. Under windy or rainy weather boosted, 100% IV is going to be 2884. As you can see, it's going to be weak to Dragon, Fairy, Ground, and Ice. Top counters: Zekrom, Palkia, Reshiram, Dialga, Garchomp, and Dragonite from this image here. We're going to go ahead and go over to Pokebatter to see what their counters are going to be for specific weather. Alright, so this is definitely going to be able to be duoed, right? You're going to want to probably go with those ground types. If you want to do it under windy weather, you know how it goes. You better look out for those dragon moves on it because it is going to just devastate your dragon type Pokemon, right? You're going to be able to use fairies this time around because it's not going to be part fire and not resisting it. It's going to be dragon and electric type. So, alrighty. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the top counters under neutral weather here at Pokebatter. So number one is going to be Garchomp, Palkia, then Shadow Dragonite if you do have one of those, Zekrom, Salamence, Reshiram, Dialga, Mamoswine, regular Dragonite, Rayquaza at that number 10 spot, that's right, Excadrill, which is going to be fantastic under sunny weather boosted, Shadow Weavile, Groudon, Shadow Gardevoir, Salamence, Latios. So for that raid weekend, if you found yourself a nice one and you powered it up, well, you can go ahead and use that. If you're in a bigger group, if you're trying to duo it, I wouldn't really recommend Latios. And then you have Haxorus if you did go ahead and make one of those early, right? And then Landorus. So Garchomp looking real nice, right? Because it does double resist, ultra resist electric types because of the dragon and ground typing. So definitely want a double electric type moveset if you're using Garchomp. I mean, you could use, go up against it with any type of moveset with Garchomp, but obviously resisted is going to be better. And then Palkia. So it looks like I invested my rare candies wisely. I'm going to be able to use mine. Fantastic. And then you can see Zekrom itself is going to be able to take out its own self at number 4. And then Reshiram if you did make one of those. Now taking a look at sunny weather, you're going to have Excadrill in that number 1 spot with a very good time to win, and then Garchomp, right? And obviously you're going to be wanting ground type moves. For the Garchomp though, you're going to want to go with Dragon Tail this time around. If you did power up a Landorus, that one's looking great as well. Groudon, I know a lot of you do have some of those, so this is actually going to be looking fantastic. And it's not going to be the best ground type anymore, right? Because, well, it's just simply getting taken over by other types. Excadrill, that tiny little mole thing, is going to be putting in a lot of work. Now, double electric type moves on the Zekrom, like we just discussed, is going to be fantastic. And now I'm going to just say a little something here. If you're thinking about powering up a full team of Excadrills, by all means, go ahead. But a little word to the wise, we do have elite charge TMs now. But one day, what if it gets a community day? You're like, okay, here we go with this. That means we shouldn't power up anything anymore, right? Well, no, not exactly. Power up whatever you want. A couple of them, 3 of them. Make a full team if you so please to do so. I'm just giving you my personal advice here for the future because it seems like Niantic is giving everything a community day, and I can totally see this one getting one in the future somehow, some way. And with a better move, maybe, possibly, it's already pretty darn good. But just a little heads up here before we do continue on here. Before you go out there and make a full team, it's not going to be a horrible investment, but it's just a little something to consider because, well, elite TMs, they can be abundant, I suppose. You're going to be able to get one almost every community day if you do buy the box. And at the end of each season for Go Battle League, depending, they're kind of seeming to cycle them through from the elites to the charges. And this is going to apply to pretty much a lot of Pokemon, right? Garchomp, go ahead and make a couple of those. But again, it's going to probably get a better move in the future. Just a little heads up and from the future, right? Moving on for the cloudy weather, we have Shadow Gardevoir, of course, regular Gardevoir, Garchomp, Palkia, Shadow Dragonite, and then Zekrom under cloudy. So it doesn't look like the other fairy types are going to be pulling up and doing too well. Obviously, down the list, they're going to be there. And if you're in a bigger group, then don't worry about it too much. You don't have to be going in here with these top counters. If you don't have any of these, simply go in there with whatever you do have to counter it. That's going to be super effective against it because, right, in a bigger group, you don't really need, like, completely maxed out things. You just need to go in there and just, put forth a little bit of effort to help the group take it down. So, obviously, stating facts that we already all know. Moving it on to windy weather, we have Shadow Dragonite and Shadow Salamence. Just thought I'd include them just because I know they're not going to be too practical for a lot of you to have, but they're still Pokemon that are going to be performing fantastic. So I know some people out there have them. So you got the Shadow Dragonite, Shadow Salamence, Dialga, Garchomp, Haxorus, and then Rayquaza pulling it up at the rear there in number 6. So Haxorus, pretty neat. I know a few people that did power one up because, you know, it's just so exciting. It looks awesome, and who doesn't want to have that thing right now? Although it is going to, yet again, get a community day in the future. Obviously, we can assume this. So don't go out there and make like a full team of Haxorus and spend all of your rare candies into doing that because, yeah, it's not going to be the best investment once it does get that. So Dialga, obviously, it's going to be great. So basically, other than the shadows, Dialga is going to be your number one in windy weather, doing a lot of damage there. And then, of course, Garchomp is just going to be fantastic all around for pretty much all of these sets. Going up against Dragon moves is going to devastate it. Yet again, pretty much all dragons are going to get destroyed by Dragon moves on Zekrom. Taking a look at snowy weather, depending upon where you're at in the world. If you do have snow, you have Shadow Weavile, regular Mamoswine, Galarian Darumaka, so a new Galarian form if you do have one of those powered up. That's going to be a great ice type attacker. And then you have Shadow Dragonite, Salamence, and Garchomp, which are not getting a boost whatsoever from the snowy weather. They're just performing magnificently here. So Shadow Weavile, man, that's putting in a lot of work, doing a lot of damage. But so far on the list, number 1 best and fastest Pokemon to take this thing out under weather boost is going to be Excadrill. I do believe with the fastest time, one of the fastest times. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So hopefully we can get some sunny weather. Of course, we've been having sunny weather, but today we get cloudy weather. All right, you know how it goes. So going over to Pvpoke to take a look at the performance for PvP, and the Great League is going to be 43, so that's not horrible. And you're going to see, wow, where it does land for Master League. Absolutely incredible. It is going to be able to go up against some of those heavy hitters, but then again, also getting taken out by very common Pokemon in the Great League here. So it's not looking like the best around here. It does have a 80 or 61 win percent against the whole entire meta here. So not necessarily where it's going to be shining. Moving over to Master, it's number 1. Insane. It's going to be able to go comfortably up against Melmetal, Giratina Origin, Kyogre, Metagross, and Palkia, just to name a few. It's going to be able to get countered by Dragonite, Dialga, Mewtwo, Giratina Altered Form, and Groudon here. So it is going to be performing fantastic. Calling for Dragon Breath, Wild Charge, and Crunch, and then Outrage at a 16.5%, and then Flash Cannon also having some viability in the Master League for it as well. It's going to have a 85% win rate up against the meta, up against pretty much all the Pokemon here. So it's looking pretty good for Zekrom if you're deciding to power one of these up to go up against raids. And then you can also use it for PvP. So this Pokemon right here is definitely going to be a safe investment to go ahead and power up. And in the future, when it does get its signature move, you can use that Elite TM if you have 100 or a 98 or whatever the percentage you do have that you decided to go with. So if you think, oh, I'm going to miss out, well, we do have that kind of Elite TM to alleviate all those problems. And we've been discussing this for a long time, and thank goodness they've added these things in here so we don't have to just sit around and be worried, okay, should I power this up now? Oh, when it gets its exclusive move, it's going to become a lesser than what it is. But nonetheless, looking fantastic going up against raids. As you can see, it's going to be able to go comfortably up against itself. And then in PvP, number 1 in Master League, 43 in Ultra League, I was going to say Great League. So not bad. Going up against Dragonite, as you can see, it's going to be a very close battle here. So I bring it up to Best Buddy to see if there's going to be any changes. Looks like the Dragonite's still going to be winning by 1 HP, both of these at 100. So let's go ahead and bring that attack down just to see if we can have some sort of slight change on the outcome of this with that Best Buddy Zekrom at 100% IV. Dragonite's still going to win. So what we're going to do is go ahead and bring this down just a little bit more so you can have an understanding. And when you're powering up some of these Pokemon, like, do I need 15 attack? Sometimes it doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and bring down the defense and stamina here. And of course, the Zekrom is going to be able to win in that case. So anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Good luck out there catching Zekrom and taking it out. And I'm going to be getting out there and doing some myself. Thanks for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.